the forehead.
Yeah, it's just gonna find you. Give you a little kiss and walk away.
Yeah.
Walk into the sunset. There it
Yeah.
is. That's our start. We're live.
Be gay, walk into sunsets.
Exactly. I mean, I stand for the bisexual sheep during the Blues Clues parade, so.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, that was fucking awesome to watch. Oh,
No, like the really impressive thing was that they, had the drag queen do it, and because as great as the LGBT plus community is, even they can be hypocrites because they have like this awful love hate relationship with the drag community, even if the drag community wants to be a part of it.
yeah.
So not everyone's perfect, guys, but it's great to see that even the LGBT plus community is learning. So
Except me, I'm perfect. Everyone else, though,
Yep.
flaws everywhere.
the most perfect that he doesn't even have a camera today. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my
So
God.
perfect, I need like 7 medications a day. Perfect.
Frost had
That's
to turn
fantastic
his-
as shit.
Does-
Your mental
does-
illness is a point of concern. I hope you get better, but fucking Harry Potter puppet pals is more important to talk about.
Frost
I
had
just
to
saw
turn-
that in the chat.
It
Frost had
is.
to turn his camera off because his perfect face would have blown people away.
Yeah, no,
Too
we are
perfect.
It is too perfect.
It's like that scene in the SpongeBob movies when all their eyes burn because he's bald, but in a good way.
Yeah.
It's just handsome
Look,
Squidward.
I was trying new shampoo. It makes
Oh,
my hair
God.
look perfect.
Yeah, it's handsome
And,
Squidward. I could have gone for that. I haven't seen that episode.
It's just handsome Squidward.
Yeah.
It's gonna be funny when I shave my beard, and that's exactly what I look like.
Just fucking
Don't
chiseled.
you dare.
Baby
If
face.
you do that, I think Dido will find you and kill you.
I mean,
It's okay.
mean,
I can make
I'll
I
find
can
you
make a
and kill
smaller me out of the beard and just put that on camera.
you.
You can make your beard.
Make a beard
aesthetic.
wig out of your beard and wear that.
It's like a little miniature beard voodoo doll or something.
Right. I guess it's
Okay,
my
well.
job to wrangle people because I'm in charge of the game.
Yeah, you're actually the one in charge of getting us started today. So.
Oh God. I should never be put in charge of human beings. I'm bad at it.
It's-
Anyways,
It's fine. You're hurting cats, really.
yeah.
You
Hi.
also,
Oh,
you
go
also
on.
should queue up the music player if you're going to be running that.
It is queued up on my end. It's playing on my end.
Oh,
Gee,
nope.
I'll play it again.
Currently not playing. There it is.
Yeah.
Do you
I
have
just had to
it set?
stop
Do you have it
and
set to repeat as well? Because last episode
It is,
kind
I
of
do.
cut off and stopped.
Oh, it shouldn't. If that happens, let me know.
Alrighty.
Anyways, hello everyone. Welcome to Iron Dragons, the second episode here on Party Web Games. If there's any announcements, I'm not aware of them. Welcome here to recap the last episode. You guys straight up committed a war crime.
Did we though?
You killed a civilian.
Mm.
You
Geneva
did kill a civilian.
Geneva Convention doesn't exist here.
It doesn't. Technically, war crimes are not a defined thing yet. However,
We can
Moving on.
Future war crimes.
you committed a war.
We got
yeah.
rid of a bad person and made a lot of people's lives better.
You did. Again, not all war crimes are equal, but it was a. Well, you're not technically combatants either, so it's just a murder. You know what? You got to pass on this war crime.
There we go. We just did a
Yep.
murder, and in the grand scheme of tabletop RPGs, that's it. It all balances out.
Oh, there is currently a trend on TikTok talking about how every single D&D spell it could be used to commit a war crime so easily.
How does prestidigitation cause a war crime?
There's a few like lesser known war crimes, but like acid splash, using acid as a weapon is a war crime.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Fireball, that's a war that's a war crime. Anyways,
This is also
Doesn't
a
matter.
world where dragons drool acid.
Yeah,
Dragons
but
commit
they're-
war crimes all the time.
but they're shitty. Dragons historically not the best.
Depends on where you're from.
That is true in this world. Historically, not the best. The good ones don't
Already
really.
got Swindler's Den. Let me delete mine.
Ooh. Anyways, so to begin, So yeah, you killed someone, you robbed their store, with a little bit of aid from the people working there. There's little laundry. Rin's character, let me look at the names. Selathil, I think I got it. Selathil, got a little bit of information, on a jewelry store. They went on a date with a soldier. Um, they wasn't the soldier had fun, we'll say. Seraphil, not as much. You scouted out the armory. You discovered that you could Overwatch. Grigori, the sniper, could give them Overwatch. However, they'll have to bring someone's home. But if you're sneaky and lucky and get sort of the right people on your side, you might be able to drive a truck right in and have the soldiers help load a bunch of guns for you. That's essentially what you had spent the last episode doing. With the beginning of this episode, you all have returned to the to your hideout with your money that you got from the robbery. Is there anything you guys want to do before we go to the next day? You guys want to talk about it in character, or do you want to do something else? It's entirely up to you.
I mean, Salathil's gonna sleep well tonight. I don't
Yeah.
know if anybody else wants to talk.
Yeah, I don't think Grigori has anything really to talk about unless Tom looks like she needs to talk.
This is mostly for time.
Ton, how you feeling? Now's the time to express it.
Tired.
Oh yes, it's been a busy day. We're all very tired. I had to go drink with one of them. Oof. She makes a face of disgust. The drinking itself wasn't awful, but having to pretend to be nice to one of the soldiers.
Well, you all disappear back to Selathil, back to your apartment. Grigori, I imagine Grigori sleeps in like a boarding house with like 50
Yeah.
other people.
Yeah, so there's like 5-6 people crammed in each room.
Yeah, they're all nice enough. A few of them don't really like you too much, because they're not a big fan of the Republic. And you're just like whatever. Tan, what is your living situation like? Is it also a boarding house? Do you live at the bar? Like what does sort of Tan do?
Does the bar have like apartments or something in it?
They have it above it. It's like what is like a pub downstairs and there's apartments above that. Yeah.
Probably have an apartment up there.
Excellent. Yeah, you sleep up there. Yeah, so you all return to your homes for the night and you sleep. The next day comes, and as each of you sort of rouse and begin to do whatever it is you need to do for the day, I will say that Grigori, as you leave the boarding house, sort of in the common area of this boarding house, there are newspapers. There's like 8, so that everyone has a chance to read it before they leave. And you grab one, and as you open it up and flip through, you see that your previous night's adventures are on the front page. There has been a terrible murder in someone's home. A woman was killed in in her home and business, and her store robbed. You see there's a quote from someone named Jean-Luc, who was described as an employee there, who says, "We're all shocked and surprised at the death, the mysterious death of our boss, and we hope the perpetrator is caught." And there's a picture of Jean-Luc, and it is that guy who left the back door open for you. And the picture is him smoking a cigarette with a beret, because every resistance movement needs a tall, lanky, existential Frenchman with a beret and 2 chain smokes.
Exactly.
So yeah, you read that. You see that at least Jean-Luc is staying out. Probably isn't a suspect. They let him be quoted in the newspaper. Um, Ton, you hear about it as you sort of go downstairs. For you do hear some people talk about all the murder last night, and Selathil, when you go to work as an officer, see, I'm gonna roll a thing to see if you get assigned to the case. Yeah, that's I rolled a d20. You got a natural 20. You're assigned to the case. Congratulations.
Hell yeah.
You walk into the to sort of the commandant's office, commandant's building, um, and your spear officer calls you into his office, and sits and then throws down a file on his desk and says, "There's been a murder over at one of the laundromats in the poorer districts of the town. Put a new charge as they said it.
Oh, yes, I read about this in the newspaper. Quite tragic what happened to the new owner.
Yes. Find out exactly what happened. A few officers already spoke to the employees. You can get the reports on it here as well.
Very
So,
good.
that gets handed over to you. Um, and if you flip through it, you see there are reports from all the employees, who just say was just a lot of them express that we're like, oh, I hope we have a job after this. Um, Nothing incredibly suspicious. Jean-Luc does say that he was certain his last one to leave and he was certain he locked the door. Um, but nothing. Yeah, there's no leads in here, but you know who did it.
Mhm.
As you had done it. Um, so yeah, what is the group's plan now? There were some plans about trying to get some contact with some criminals to try to find someone to buy gems when you eventually rob that store. Um, and there's also thoughts of trying to get something, try to figure out a way to get sort of papers for the armory. What's the thoughts of the group?
Yeah, the Grigori would probably try to look for a fence to get more out of the jewels than what they would have gotten.
Well, you need to find a fence
Yeah.
at all. You just need to find a fence. You don't have one right now. Let me look at the skills. What about Tan and Selathil? What are your plans?
Well, I'm on the clock right now.
hmm Yeah, this is on the clock. This is afterwards. Like, just what are you doing throughout your day to? You can just you know go about pretending to do your job as you usually do.
Yeah.
That's an option.
She
Um,
she's gonna be doing her patrol throughout the
sure.
day. She probably won't go out to the laundromat today. Too soon to
hmm
return to the scene of the crime, as it were.
Sure.
Um, don't want John Luke to recognize her and make a connection immediately.
Sure.
Um, Plus, the other officers had already gone down there today slash last
hmm
night, so she'll do
Yeah,
the
for your
follow up the next day. Um, Once work is over, she would probably be at the bar waiting for the others. We can ask the bartender if they know any fences.
Sure. Ton, what does Ton do? When on this day? What is Ton's job? Does she have a job?
Like that's what I'm figuring out since the hospital was burned down.
Mhm.
Um,
There's other hospitals and triage centers you probably work at.
yeah, and I think like as she's there, she'll start keeping an eye out because she's always been able to work uh, on or was willing to. She was of that mindset where she would help anyone who needed it.
Sure. Um,
I
yeah,
think
oh, go ahead.
sorry, I think she'd start keeping an eye out for anyone who may have been injured. Not like going out of her way to look for someone, but like anyone who might have been like hurt on the job at the armory.
Sure, I want to
Like
go by
whenever,
and just.
yeah. Well, whenever she's like looking over their like why they're here kind of thing.
Hmm. Sure, so you're gonna go check out the armory. To keep an eye on that.
Well, no. Well, while I'm um, the triage center, like if
Oh,
anyone,
right. Sorry.
like
Yeah, absolutely.
like she's just gonna start paying attention to like whoever was. She's not gonna act on anything yet, but just like as she's going around and helping people, she'll keep an eye on like, oh, this person like fell off a ladder. Why they were working at this site.
Sure, sure. Let's see. Roll a healing check for me.
Yeah.
Just to see, just for the hell of it.
I'm good at those. I'm not good at those.
Hey, wild
Yeah,
die. That's a 5. That's a success. Um, and then for this, I will say roll. I think roll notice. Since you're not really like trying to draw attention. You're trying to see. Like you're checking charts to be like, oh, where has this person like worked and stuff like that. So roll notice check for me as well.
I'm also good at this. I'm not good at this.
That's a success. That's still a 4.
Just
You only
Thank
need
you,
a
wild
4.
You
dice.
just need to roll above a 4.
See, you roll above a 4. Wow, you rolled. Your wild die like you. Um,
My actual dice don't.
mhm. Looking through, there's unfortunately no one that works at the armory here. But there are a few. I'll say with that success, there's one guy who works at a shipping company that may be the one that works with the armory. You're not entirely sure, but he got injured on the job. So there's someone who works at a shipping place.
She'll probably make a note to talk with him if she works on them.
Sure, yeah. As you are, it's very nothing too major. But they have broken a limb, and so they're sort of laid up. While they get ready to cast to cast this person to bone. You could, if you wanted to. I don't know. I don't want to tell you how to spend your power points, but you could heal them if you want to with
Oh
magic.
yeah, absolutely.
Excellent.
Like if she sees that their arm is broken, and she probably does this before too. It looked weird if she didn't.
Mhm. Sure.
Cost me 3.
Yeah, if you can. Hmm?
Nah.
Holy
I am a
shit.
God.
Oh
Oh my
Wow.
god, 3 explosions.
3 explosions
Jesus.
on a D10.
And back
Fuck.
to back on at that.
Oh, it's
I rolled
beautiful.
on 5 extra arms.
You bring the laundromat woman back from the dead inadvertently.
Yeah,
Shit.
you just
You-
fucking you briefly ascend.
You heal them so well they become the Hecatonchtomus, the 100-armed beast.
God damn it, Todd! You gotta stop. You gotta stop raising new outer gods. No. So this person has broken their leg, and you know that you can't heal a bone that has been set. So a few of the so you have few people will hold this person down as you grab their leg and like essentially re-break it back into position before
This is
healing
going
it.
to hurt, just briefly, for a split second.
It's just like, what do you mean? You snap and he just screams because you fucking put his leg back into place. Then the pain's suddenly gone, as all that's left of the injury now is just a large bruise that it's just, healing something that severe is going to take time even after proper magic. But they can walk now, a little limpid, but they can. So yeah, you began to explain to them like what you did and like just take it easy, like that limb is still under some stress, so like the next couple of days it could break easier, so just be warned.
Do not lift anything over 5 pounds.
Oh,
Make sure
okay.
to elevate the leg. And
Yes.
here's a
Yes, okay.
lollipop.
You kind of like his eyes kind of go like yay, candy. Everyone loves candy.
This is why that's
Um,
there.
yeah, he takes a lollipop. This is a human man. He explains to him. It's like, yeah, it was just loading up some boxes, and there's there's some that are high up on the big shelves, and I just fell and fell wrong. Apparently, he kind of looks down at his leg. Um, but thank you very much.
You will be alright. You just need a little time to recover.
Of course.
The tissue is still a bit tender. Um, but you'll be back as new in no time. Give it 2 weeks to be safe. Make sure to
Appreciate
take
it
it
easy.
easy. Don't
Yes.
don't go lifting anything. May I ask what you are transporting?
Well, that one was it was mostly supplies for the front lines. Mostly dried foods, things like that, clothing. Um, I think we had a few boxes of ammo, but those were loaded by soldiers.
I see. All right. Do you get workers' compensation? And I'm like checking his file for this.
Sure. You look over his file. Get workers' compensation. There is he does belong to a union which will garnish his wage, will pay his wages for a couple weeks as he's sort of laid up. But nothing official through the company. But
Right.
you can find the company. It is it is, oh God, what is the name? What is a good name for a shipping company? It is the Fosterl National Shipping Incorporated.
The go-to shipping company.
Go to the company. It is a nationalized shipping company, so it's controlled by the government.
Gotcha. Got it.
Yeah. Specifically, the new government.
What was it called? Foster what?
The Fosterl National Shipping Company. So yeah, and you know that they will sometimes deliver to the front lines. Probably to like not directly to them, but probably to like take them over the bulk of the areas that the military can take over from supply lines closer to the front. Yeah, that is
Alright.
that is what.
It appears you're covered by your union. So
Yes.
take those 2 weeks to rest, and you will be allowed to return to work afterwards.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
You are
He sort of sits up and like tests his leg, and he winces a little bit. It's still very much tender, but
Yeah, should probably get him a crutch.
sure. Yeah, he takes it and kind of stretches his other leg out. Starts to put a little bit of weight on that leg, see if it can go. Anything else Tom does, or
Probably just like casually, as she's getting this crutch from. Will you need to? Will there be any folks who need to fill in for you, or is there perhaps extra work that someone would need to do? If they need to hire someone else, I mean, for these 2 weeks.
there's well, it's always looking for some people to work in the warehouses. That's what I was. I'm not a driver.
Oh, I see. Well, all right. Here you are, and she kind of like sets him up on the crutch.
So yeah, you spend the rest of your work hours at the triage. And then what does Grigori do all day? Does he have a job, or is he worthless vagabond?
Ooh, that's a good question. He probably has like a day job, like just like a mover for people. Probably some little company where they just like, hey, move these boxes, or help us move from this apartment or whatever.
He works
just-
for the same company.
The same company, like there's like a general day laborer essentially, just kind of gets what he can.
Yeah.
Sure. yeah, you spend the day moving stuff, and you lift a lot of heavy things. Congratulations, buddy. I'm proud of you. Um,
I work hard for bread, thank you.
yeah. You don't get paid in bread. You get paid in cash, which you will get paid later.
To buy bread.
Yeah, you can buy bread with it.
But
Capitalism.
this is not bread. This is cash.
Is that bread? These are little metal discs.
What will I do with this? I don't understand.
Just gory chewing on coins.
He's just sitting there eating like some bread he bought later. Like, I see what they call this bread now. This is a good joke. I like it.
Anyways, so you spend the day. Is there anything you want to do during the time, or do you just
He's probably just been like quietly asking around about, hey, if you find something you cannot verify, say ownership. You find something on ground. Who could I sell it to?
roll persuasion?
Oh no, I do not have persuasion.
That's untrained then. It's D4 minus 2.
Yes.
Okay, well it's not a critical failure. But as you ask sort of people you work with if they're anything like, oh,
I don't know. I don't know.
they're like, not really. Like, we're trying to like kind of get. They start to think like, oh, is this guy a weird criminal? Are we working with a weird fucking like? Just kind of they're a little. No one like calls for the guard to like, something like that, or like reports you. They just think you're a little weird now.
Easy
okay.
Soviet Dragonborn.
You Soviet dragon. But no, unfortunately, you do not discover anything while working. Excuse me. So the group can reunite back at the bar, if you so desire. If there's anything else you guys want to do before then, excuse me again. Let me know. But yeah, so the three of you will return to the Black Cat Cauldron. There is Francois behind the bar again, and you all can head down to your little HQ if you so desire.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I'm taking my drink to my room. I will maybe see you all shortly. And I'm going downstairs.
Absolutely. You journey downstairs. The everyone can join you. So sort of a overview of what sort of happened today. Tan discovered a company that might probably can transport has a contract to transport arms, and they might need a person inside the factory, and that your murder the other night is being investigated, but by one of the murderers. So that's gonna be fine. No drama there. Excuse me.
So, I have discovered that there may be extra work for anyone who is interested in labor at the Foster National Shipping Company, or where I don't know how good anyone is at being stealthy, but it may be a potential avenue to acquiring papers.
Well, if you can get me in, I could probably handle that.
There's going to be an opening starting tomorrow. We had a worker come in who was injured on the job. The other option is to try and forge something.
I'm going to be needing to forge a report soon anyways. Maybe we could get in good with the forger.
Yeah, it would be nice, and then we can take a more stealthy approach in there, and it would not be hard to take boxes full of other things and swap them with boxes full of things we need.
Hmm.
Well, I did discover that the Foster National Shipping Company is transporting food, clothing, and sundries. Nothing, nothing like ammo. And that would be in the warehouse itself. The military handles that.
I suppose once we get in there, we can figure it out. Could also see about making it more than one trip. I could be. I do that kind of work anyway. I could just prove good worker. They let me come back multiple times, figure out where things are.
I suppose if you want to apply for extra work, they probably have openings.
It would not hurt, though. I must confess, not a good talker, so I might need you two to look for fence.
That shouldn't be too hard.
I can do so at work tomorrow.
Good, then tomorrow I will go apply for work job, see if I can get in. Go from there. Worst they would do is tell me to get lost.
And Zerathel, you mentioned you were working on a particular case.
Yes, I'm looking into a murder at a local laundromat.
I read about that in the paper.
Quite tragic what happened. Seemed like a robbery gone wrong.
Sadly, there's nothing I can tell you that might help.
Well, I seem to have all of the witness reports and the incident report. It seems like all I need to do now is either find a culprit or find that the culprit got away.
See, some factory workers are going to need work.
Might be able to encourage them to work with us.
Might not be too hard to do, yeah. Also gives us time to look for fence. If we try to sell jewels right away, they might figure people who did it not that far from here, and then search becomes really bad. If we give it time, well, people go away by then.
That brings up a new question then. How does the new government pick out who is going to take over management of the site?
If you're asking me that question, roll. Roll untrained. Roll an untrained skill.
Yeah, I asked Salathil.
Salathil, roll. Would you know? I would say roll a d4 without a -2. You're not you don't know for sure, but you have more experience.
No, I don't.
Roll. Hey, roll your d6.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's a skill. Yeah, it's a skill check. So
Oh, maybe I
5.
do.
That depends. If it was owned if it was owned by the government, they would probably give someone like assign someone to that. or if it was technically it was owned privately, that would be different. It would depend on sort of was in that woman's will, if there was anyone. Sort of, it would be a complicated question. But Sailthil, as you think about this and you pull out sort of the files and look at them because you have them, I realized as I was speaking about this, they she does have family. They do not live in the city. They live in the Underdark still. Um, so if one of them claims the store, it was owned privately by her. So if someone claims the store, um, they can come to Fosterville and run it. Um, but in the meantime, you think that maybe one of the workers might get sort of allowed to run it until the store passes to someone else's ownership.
If well, here is a fundamental question then. If her family does not claim ownership, does not want to move out into the sun, then does that leave the business open for the taking? Perhaps a little residual income?
It might be worth seeing if we have money to invest.
It would go into open market if no one claims a store.
One of
not be bad.
One of you two would need to be able to front ownership of it. Tan, specifically, I think you would be the logical choice, seeing as how it would be viewed as a conflict of interest if I had proprietary ownership of the place.
It would look good on paper.
Especially after doing an investigation.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Just like, oh, investigated that you bought the store? What the fuck? Anyways, so yeah, you would have to put up the money. How much it would cost, you're not sure. You would have to wait for it to be put up onto market.
Well, we just need to go steal some money and it won't be a problem.
That is true.
I'm just going to have to figure out how it's fine, I'm a doctor, I make money.
Not only that, but it would be good business. Doctors deal with filthy clothes all the time from patients and things like that. Why not have laundromat? You clean patients' clothes.
There's like a legitimate thought process on this idea.
You would be perfect face for owner then, right? Everybody that knows you knows you're a good person and you're not shady.
Well, I did have a good conversation about cleanliness in a medical environment.
Well, there you go. You
Start
tell
selling
them.
scrubs.
Yeah, you tell them you heard laundromat came open. You're not far, maybe far from it, and good investment.
Definitely an option.
All right. Well, it would need to go up on the market first.
Also gives us time to procure money if we do not have enough for it.
And deedly doodly. If there's anything else, again, please interrupt me. But from what I can tell, the plan is for Sailthil to go looking for a fence, while Grigori tries to get to work at the shipping company in order to infiltrate and maybe find some things to further your financial gains. So I understand the plans correctly.
I do have a question.
Absolutely.
What skill would it be for forging?
That would be probably its own unique skill, forgery. Which I don't think any of you have.
Nope.
but you could always hire a forger. There is a business of forgery right now. So you would have to find that. Which honestly, if you talk to a fence, they could probably be
Give us
like,
a
"Yeah, I know a
knowledge.
forger. I know a forger." Yeah. Um, so that's definitely an option. So is there anything else?
Not that I can think of.
Excellent. So we'll skip forward a little bit. I would have
I do
uh
have one idea.
yes, please.
I think. I think as Ton goes to work the next day, she'll like try to see if there's any. This might be a bit more difficult, but she'll like next time she's in because she sees a lot of people there. Um, she'll keep an eye out for someone who might be have like a little bit shady papers. I will have to see if I can notice someone, and I don't know. This is kind of off on a limb.
Trying to like use
Well,
your
the idea was to do kind of the same thing, but like find it's really kind of been it's really kind of hoping a lot on luck that that someone the forger knows gets helped at the hospital, and then Saletel can be like, oh yeah, I had a friend help your friend, and maybe get in better with them.
you can keep an eye out for
That's
people like that if you so desire.
yes, that just seems like a luck thing, not a skill
Sure.
thing.
Um, yeah, let's. I will roll a D100 over on my end of the digital DM screen, and you want a high number. Let's see what you get. All right. If that happens, I will let you know when it comes to sort of your thing. We will do Grigori first. Since you went last time. Um, as you all sort of make these plans and begin to do search and do your um various plans. Grigori, you sort of you make your way over to the Fosterville National Shipping Company, um, and you walk up to the. It's a large warehouse. There are several trucks parked out, sort of by the side, um, and you approach the doors of this large warehouse. You see some people like milling about doing some work. It's pretty in the morning right now, so.
He'll look for somebody who looks like they're in charge around there. And he's dressed probably in about the nicest outfit anyone's ever seen him in. The one that he always uses when he applies for work.
Sure. It's your nicest shirt. Um yeah, no, you're dressed as nice
As
as
a
you
worker
can be.
could, yeah.
Yeah. And you approach this person. The person in charge of this is a drow. Since this company is controlled by the government. So he's a government functionary. And you walk in, talk to people. You get put up to an office sort of overlooks the warehouse as you knock on the door. Someone says enter, and you walk in, and there is a drow in a very sort of fresh pressed suit, sitting behind a desk. They have reading glasses on and sort of looking over some papers as you walk in. And says, "As you here for work, I assume."
Yes, I had a few friends who told me that they've been on some, unfortunate accidents and that you would be needing more help. And I would like to offer services. I usually do moving things and day labor like that all the time.
He kind of looks up and down, takes the glasses off, looks up and down, and says, "Your accent, you are from the People's Republic?"
Yes.
Hmm. I assume you do not share the radical ideals.
Well, no, I've been here probably for a good bit now, so I've gotten away from those people and their rebellions and all that.
Roll deception, my bro.
Well, also don't have that. So.
You would have bennies. Nope, you
Aha!
don't need
Or
them. That
do
is.
you?
You still have two. You don't have to use them. It's great. With the 7, that is his success. He's looking up and down. This man looks you up and down. And says, "Very well. If I'm glad to see that there are members of your species that can see the error. There is work. You can head down and talk to the foreman. He will put you to work. Welcome to the company." And he stands up and extends a hand.
He'll take it, just a little like nod, bow of his head, like thank you very much. I very much appreciate this opportunity.
Mhm. He sort of just kind of nods and kind of looks at you like, "All right, you can go now." And sits back down in his chair, puts the glasses on, and begins to read through the same papers as he was before when you entered. Yeah, you leave. You go down. You meet the foreman. The foreman is a dwarven woman, sort of barking and sort of get everyone to do sort of get on task. And she assigns you to just carry stuff. Are you trying anything today, or do you want to like sort of keep your head down for the first day?
I think today it's mostly just like trying to keep it in, but I'm going to look for anything that seems more valuable than other things. Like if anyone's like, "Hey, don't go near that area," or watch out around these boxes, that kind of thing.
Sure, and yeah, there's a few. Immediately, one of the men sort of informs you like, "Hey, don't like sort of there's an area that's like we don't go in there. That is military equipment. Like it's not very big. Um, you get informed that when they need stuff shipped out of the city, or something comes in, military equipment, it gets put in this area. And only guards, only sort of military are allowed to unload and load these things, and they have to take it to this area. And they don't remain there long. They sort of get put there for processing, then taken out to the armory, or taken out to one of the sort of supply bases close to the front lines.
Okay.
But there, you do get pointed to the area that you're supposed to stay out of.
All right, so he'll make a mental note of that, and then just keep up work as usual.
Sure. Also, roll notice for me, just to see what you can sort of begin to piece around. Motherfucker. Okay, cool. That's a raise. Wow. Gregori's fucking really good at
He's
this.
on it today.
Sure,
Yeah.
a couple people think I'm weird asking for a fence, but by God, I'll work my ass off.
Yeah, you work hard. You don't ask for any fences here, so no one thinks you're kind of strange here. You're just like another person who comes in, who's coming. And there is the foreman's office, and you see whenever a truck goes out, the foreman fills out the paperwork, and then we'll stamp it, and then we'll hand it to the driver, so they have the shipping manifest with them, and so you now know where the shipping manifest can be found.
Excellent.
Yeah. Then we'll go with Ton. Unfortunately, as I've rolled, you do not find any injured criminals on your sort of walkabout through your job place. Unfortunately,
Fair enough.
Salathil, how are you trying to find? What skill are you utilizing to try to find this fence?
That's a good question.
Are you like trying to like ask people, or trying to like use like any information you have from being an officer? Like what are you doing specifically?
Well, the officer route is a good one, but I think I am just going to ask around.
Sure.
Ask around on the streets. I probably know the criminal element just as much as I know the more lawful people, since I'm running, or not running, but part of a underground movement here.
Yeah, you're not super connected yet, but
I know the peoples, the ins and
you
outs.
know like the people you should probably talk to, but they're not like people you want yet, kind of thing. So you roll persuasion,
Yeah,
which I believe you're good at.
I am.
Huzzah!
That's a 5.
That is a 5. As you're asking around, sort of, I assume you're not wearing your uniform for this. Yeah. As you
You
begin
gotta
to
tell us if you're a cop, right?
just like looks there, just like full uniform, like, yeah, gotta tell you. But yeah, no, you've been to ask around, like, oh, I'm looking for someone who can sort of sell some stuff. You don't, since it is a success, but not a raise. Someone you meet this person and you're like, oh, I'll talk to this guy, talk to this person, talk to this person. And you eventually get to someone who says like they represent someone of this business, and that if you want to, since they don't know who you are, and that if you're really serious about it, you're going to have to bring them something to prove that, like, you're not like a cop. Yeah, you don't have to do something to like
Greg,
bring them.
did we steal anything from that lady? I don't even remember. Like, did we take anything from her bedroom?
You took
I have
money.
gloves.
We took money.
I hand
Took
the
the gloves.
I hand the gloves to say this though.
True, you
You
took-
anymore.
You took gloves. You took money, and you took some papers, some paperwork in Undercommon. However, you think about what they don't. They want you to bring them some merchandise.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping. I couldn't
Yeah,
remember
but-
if we stole something.
We did get some jewels out of it.
Did we?
Oh, you did. You sold some of her. You did. You sold some of her jewelry. That's absolutely right.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to produce all of it because we can just get rid of it now.
Sure.
Like it just so happens that I didn't come unprepared. Would you be able to move this product? And she'll show off the jewelry.
Sure. This guy will take it.
I
The
do
little jewelry
remember
box.
this now. I think we were planning to try and give it to the jeweler, which probably would have been a bad idea.
Yeah, you were trying to sell to the jeweler, and I was
Because
like,
he was gonna, like, I was expecting him, like, now that I'm thinking about it, he would be like, "Hey, I know who I sold this to, the murdered
Yeah.
lady."
yeah, that was kind of what I was going to do with the murder jewelry.
Oh, thank God! Thank God we found the fence first. We would have been really bad at this.
Yeah,
guys.
this is a good idea. So
We're freedom fighters,
I
not
think
not
the
military strategists.
I think the idea was to plant them on the jeweler and frame.
Oh, that's
them.
right, and get him framed for
that's
it.
right. Damn, that would have been good.
You can
too.
you can save some of the jewelry.
Yeah, you don't have to give them all this.
I don't have to
you're not,
sell all
yeah.
of it. This
Anyways,
is good. I like where
you-
this is going.
you produce the jewelry. There's a jewelry box. You produce the jewelry box, and the man opens it up and looks through some of it. And it will take a set of earrings. It won't take the rest of it as sort of show like, I'm not trying to rob you. I'll take some of it, show it, and then if it's like worth something, I'll return. You're sort of in this weird, shady bar that it doesn't really have a name. It's just like people know that you can buy drinks there, kind of place. So you kind of sit there for a while, and time sort of ticks by, like an hour, then it's like an hour and a half. Then 2, and the guy finally returns. He sits down and says, well, these are definitely worth something. If you're willing to part with them.
Yes, of course. We can start our business here with these, and we should have more for you down the road.
Excellent. For this, it's a smaller bit, not too much risk in selling these. I could probably get you half their worth. That's fair?
Yes, of course. But just for the sake of brevity, I am going to roll
Mhm.
a persuasion to try and get it a little higher. 60%.
Sure. Yeah. Roll your persuasion.
You're like 60%.
Oh
Yeah!
boy.
40.
Um.
You're like.
I'm not
Yes.
greedy. I'll take 60.
6%.
96%.
Yeah.
96%. That would require more than one
I
raise.
rolled like
You're
Shade.
like-
If I rolled like Shade did, I would say 90.
You're
Oh,
like-
for sure. They'll just be like, "All right, here's an entire operation."
You are the boss now.
Yeah,
You're the
congratulations.
boss now.
Anyways, with that success and raise, yeah, 60% would work. Are you selling all of it, or are you keeping some pieces?
I'm keeping
Tried to,
some
okay.
because, yes, framing the jewelry owner could be hilarious in of
Sure.
itself.
With a six, well, you would get from this. How much did I say it was? It was that much. Um, now I remember how exactly do you do. You get $72.
All right. If y'all don't mind, I'm going to pocket that since I'm broke.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you gave 50 last time. So.
You get 50. You also got a bunch of money from robbing the store as well.
That is true.
$123.
$23. Yep. So you get $72.
Oh, you know what? The $123.
23. Yep.
Mhm.
All right, I'm gonna take 50, and then I'm gonna once we're done, I'll hand the 22 over to Grigori because trust the Soviet with our money.
It's just the man who doesn't use it. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So that'll be our operational funds. So I'll get my 50 investment back for now, and then the rest can go in there. And then once we do the jewelry heist as well, we can start divvying that up.
For sure.
But this way, I have operational funds.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, you. Oh, go on.
We should be at
126.
155,
One.
right? Because it was 32 before, so I'm giving you another 22 or 33. 133 from robbing her plus 22, 55.
So 155, yeah.
Excellent. So, so yeah, you have this fence.
What's the?
You-
Do we have a contact name for the fence?
For right now, you do not. You have to sort of return and talk to this guy. He'll sort of be your in between right now.
Vince McFensington.
I'm just
Spence
I'm just
McFenton.
calling him this guy for
This guy. His name is Edward. If you want his name, yes.
His
But
name
what
is
to call this fence specifically, you don't know.
Guy Edward McFensington.
Our contact is Edward.
Yeah, Edward
okay.
McFensington.
Okay.
He is also a proud fencer.
He is. Good. He's good at the rapier.
Yes.
Which is actually translated actually is quite popular. Because that's what Europe was before World War II. People like to fight with swords still. Anyways,
Like,
so
he
yeah,
wanted
you
to
have
be a fencer, and then this was just the job he got.
this to be like, well, I can never do this hobby ever again.
I came to a wrong job.
Yeah.
Or
Like,
it's a great problem,
I
it's like,
applied to be a fencer. I technically got job, just not one I wanted.
You wanted to be
There
a
were two
professional
doors,
fencer.
fencer, and he walked into the wrong one.
Yeah. Or is going to come and say, I heard you a fence. Like, no, I'm a fencer. Anyways, so you leave Edward the fence at this little drinking establishment. What is anything else you guys want to do before planning the big heist? Let's do this
Yeah,
what's
Grigori will tell them when they meet up the information that he got about like where it's sectioned off. All the military stuff is sectioned off in its own area. Usually, it's only people that look like military that get to do it, and where the paperwork goes and who deals with it.
Do you think you might be able to secure a position, or do you think they'll set you in a driving position to load and unload the vehicles? Or do you think
I-
you're going to attempt to sneak into one of their offices?
Might take a while to get to driving spot, but I know where manifests are and who deals with them. I could, if we get fake manifest for military supplies, just put that in with it, and then have somebody show up in uniform. It probably would not be hard to get uniform from laundromat you might own.
Mm-hmm.
My
Oh.
God.
All
It's
pieces
all coming
coming
together.
Love it when a plan comes together. You guys are weirdly good at running a revolution.
Look, I was there during the Great Wyoming Communist Uprising. I could handle this.
That is true. Was it Wyoming or was it Minnesota?
I don't remember. It was some
Hmm.
state that
Yeah.
nobody probably pays attention to.
Billions, yeah, whatever. Well,
Wow.
my brain went completely blank for a second there. So yeah, uniform, perhaps still in manifest, are options.
How is the case going, by the way?
Who's that to?
Sailor though.
How is it going? It's going. Well, all things considered, I think we will be doing just fine. Is that vague enough of an answer for you?
Yes.
Good.
Okay.
What do we want to do tonight with our time?
Well, we could figure out what to put money towards. Worst case scenario, we would have to buy a uniform, which not expensive but not cheap.
You are talking about the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
What
Either.
if, and hear me out here, this sounds crazy because we just keep adding layers to this scheme. What if we get the uniforms to the dry cleaner that Ton now owns, and that way
Well-
we don't have to buy the uniform, but we just take it while it's in the process of being cleaned to use it for the job that we need.
And then it
Tom does
comes
not yet
back to
own the
Yes,
laundromat.
but what I mean is we buy the laundromat so that we can get access to the uniform while it's being cleaned, and then we just keep adding layers to this scheme. Just
It's like the person comes back for it a week later and doesn't know that someone murdered a bunch of people while wearing it.
yeah, exactly. Because then we don't have to buy a uniform; we just use somebody else's.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Fuck.
It would, I mean, other than the cost of buying laundromat, which
Will
Probably
earn us
not
money
cheap,
in
but
the long run,
yes,
anyways.
we still get stable income, especially if we can start recruiting people that use laundromat, for their things. Then all we need really is money for fake documents to give to Manifest.
Yeah,
It's all coming together.
all coming together.
Yeah.
This revolution lasagna will be delicious.
I will also mention something which you would all be aware of. Is in your hideouts, there's various information about sort of these jobs that you're trying to pull. There's also a prisoner caravan that will be rolling out. I will say, if you guys want to try to sort of liberate the people within this caravan, I'll say it's within 5 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we know what route it's going?
You do. Yes, you do.
Okay,
This is the
cool.
one. This is the one that you know, and it'll be rolling out in 5 days.
Would I know what the usual guard contingency looks like? The size of it?
Roll a untrained with a 0 modifier, no -2. So center roll d4. Oh fuck!
Yay!
God
Alright,
shit!
let's
You can roll another
explode it.
d4.
Okay, 7.
7. Okay. You have a rough idea. It's probably multiple cars. Probably around like depending on the size of it. With this, actually no, this one you would know. That will have 2 trucks, 2 prisoner trucks. And then we'll probably have a sort of an escort, some like unarmored cars, with machine guns because these are prisoners of war.
Ah, so this is well beyond our scope. God.
It might be. Depends on what you do.
How good of a sniper are you? Can you destroy that machine gun nest?
Probably not super difficult, and we could get explosives on road you set off when unarmored vehicle goes by.
Always an option.
An unarmored vehicle.
Because most likely prisoner trucks would stop to see what happened. You've eliminated heavy machinery, and then it's just pick off like 2 or 3 people, maybe 4.
That's an option. Shay, you were saying something?
An armored vehicle would be easy to stop, and just put down some sharp rocks in front of its wheels.
Hmm.
I don't think that
Actually-
would stop the machine gun, but
Actually, yes. How heavily armored are the prison trucks compared to like these armored ones?
They would be a little hardier. They would have, they're not they have prisoners in them. They're not gonna have like a bunch of people with guns, like sort of.
Yeah.
There'd be no machine guns on them. They're not a huge. They're not a threat. They might run you over if you get in front of them. But that's between you and God. But the big threat would be the escort car. And so you have to take out that first, and then have a way to stop the trucks from moving forward. Probably if there's an explosion and like gunfire goes off, I'm like, oh fuck, get out of here. So you would have to have a way to stop the cars, but
if only I was a monk.
if only you.
Well, well, if we know the route, we can set up a block somewhere, and also the explosive for the unarmored car. You blow it off, truck goes to leave, there's no way to leave, it's blocked. They'd have to either stop and turn around or just get out and see what happened. And then while I'm taking care of them and Say is taking care of them, you can be freeing prisoners a ton. Who most likely would be very appreciative by taking care of former guards.
And since these are POWs, they're probably soldiers.
That would be very difficult for me without keys. I'm going to have to search bodies.
Well, I will. If we can set it up right with explosive to take care of that car, which will get rid of most dangerous threats. Between Say and I, we could probably kill truck driver who would have keys, and then you can search them while the rest of the people are in panic, trying to figure out what is going on. Because nobody hits prison caravans usually, so this would be terrifying to them.
Alright.
And if you're lucky, or smart, there's a machine gun.
We could have a machine gun.
You could have a machine this isn't like a submachine gun. This is a big fucking like MG. Like it's gonna fuck some people up if you get it.
So what I'm hearing is our dry cleaners is going to be armed. Just a big fucking turret in it.
Set it up in a closet in the fucking laundromat.
Just a laundromat truck that has a goddamn chain gun sticking out the back of it.
Oh, that'd be really funny. Like I'm like, oh, it's a laundry car. You pull it off. Oh shit, it's a machine gun car.
What are you guys doing here? Oh, it's a special delivery. Pain.
Oh god, it's like fucking Red Dead Redemption 1. We pull it with the Gatling gun. So yes, so there's a prisoner caravan of POWs. I'll be rolling out of the city within 5 days. So you could try to hit that. And if you're successful with your others, you can probably get some more weapons. And if you want more men, you can always try to. You do have some sympathetic people within the city. You have the laundromat workers, for instance. They might, if you talk to them and convince them, they might fight with you.
Wouldn't be bad. Plus, rescuing a bunch of POWs would certainly lift a lot of spirits.
Absolutely, and it will send a message. So yeah, there's
he's like,
that to
so
consider.
he's like,
Go on.
so it is up to you. 5 days is plenty of time to find explosive and figure out what to set up. Like, get a car sideways on the road so that they cannot just drive past it easy.
There's also, if we do happen to liberate these people and they stay, I don't think it's very likely that our new overlords would be expecting them to hide under their noses.
That's true. They would think they'd be fleeing back to a safe country or further away. Would give us more people skilled with weapon, people who definitely would want to fight. And these little spark we are trying to start now will possibly finally blow up.
Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. And also remember your plan to rob the jewelry store is also
I
on the
think
table.
that's our
That's one.
next step.
Yeah, I just wanted to remind you because that was something I mentioned last episode, but you guys were like,
We have
"That's
so
a
many
lot."
plots within plots.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
Revolution lasagna takes time and stacking.
It does. You gotta layer the revolution lasagna.
It needs to be slow cooked.
So, do we want to rob the jewelry place now so that I can plant the evidence for when they do when I do the investigation tomorrow and are how come they didn't steal these jewels that you had hidden in here? Wait,
man.
hold on, these look like the jewels of the person who was murdered.
It's
Robbery
perfect.
and fraud.
Yeah,
It's even better. Think about it. This is supposed to be very, very sympathetic man to them, people who they trust. Suddenly it looks like they've been betrayed. Now there's all kinds of investigations and people are distracted by all this.
A crazy man who had sought to leave this country after making a fair amount of wealth.
Yep. All of that jewelry is insured.
Yep. So he looks like he's making insurance claim. Found stolen ladies' jewelry, like he's getting a little too greedy.
All works out so well. Let's do it.
Shit.
And I can't imagine the officer who wanted to. Well, actually, has Selitha told us about
No.
Okay, never mind then.
No.
Then out of character, I can't imagine the officer who wanted to get something for her mother is going to be pleased that she has to do this investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And it's a good alibi. Fucking hell. Okay.
Just
You're
like, I'm buying this fucking place now. Now we own 2 stores.
Jesus. You guys are a little fucking. You're a little too good at this.
It is a bit creepy, and I like it.
So what is?
We've gone from freedom fighters to mafia. I like it.
I mean, they're pretty. They're kind of. You kind of have to be similar. You
We
need
just-
money.
We change games from like Company of Heroes to Empire of Sin.
Hell yeah.
I mean, if you want to become a fucking like mafioso that's also fighting fascists, I mean that's doubly as cool.
We can do it.
That is also what they do, and they did until the mafia got kicked out.
Yeah,
We are-
that is
we are
true. The
bad-
mafia
we
be
are-
like the Nazis.
No, We are bad guys. We are not bad guys,
Yeah.
though.
We're the mob, and we think you guys suck. Anyways, so what is the game plan for the robbery? Are you guys going in like, are you guys daring like midday like robbery?
I know what time 2 of the 3 guards are not there.
Yes, you do around noon.
No one's gonna give a shit about a red dragon or a dragonborn because they don't care about dragonborn anyway.
Yeah, you wear masks. And you're not the
I-
only dragonborn in the city, so
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
I
We should temporarily dye your scales a different color.
you could do that. Just get some paint and paint over them.
It's okay. It will not stick. It will wash off. Anything but blue. Ugh.
Anything but blue.
Oh no! Now there's into dragonborn racism. Fuck! God damn it!
Got to purge all the blue scales.
Oh,
The blues
if you
are sympathetic. We do not deal with them.
We're sympathetic to the bush.
the bourgeoisie. No, the bourgeoisie. Oh
The
god.
bourgeoisie.
The blue
oh.
scales instead of blue bloods.
Oh god
Oh,
damn it!
hooray!
Oh,
We did
fuck.
it.
No. All right. You all die. New characters. Punishment.
Perfect crime if you dye me blue. No one would think a blue dragonborn would do this.
Yeah.
Okay. So your plan is to dye your friend a different color.
At least it's visible scales.
Absolutely. You
Yeah.
can dress him up in your heist gear and then see what skills are visible. And then do a daring noonday raid on this.
Yeah, we can rob this place in noon.
Cool. I will say things to think about is how you're going to get away is definitely a thing. Because I don't think any of you own a car.
No.
You could steal a car. So yeah, just like how you're gonna get away, sort of exactly what your plan is, just so you guys.
Are we just gonna GTA this?
Yeah, we're just using
It feels GTA like you're GTA in this a little bit. But I'm saying you steal a car beforehand.
My main
and-
question
it's
for
okay.
stealing a car beforehand: does anybody have engineering or driving?
Nope.
Frost?
I have shooting, hiding, looking while hiding.
No
Shooting
engineering or
hiding.
driving.
I'm really good at not driving.
Okay.
Like I guess
We have
I
a
could
perfectly
start taking
good-
these skills, but
We have a
It doesn't
perfectly
do us
good,
any good
la-
now.
Like we have a perfectly good laundromat to haul ass to if we need to.
You do, but it's like again, like it will take you a while to get there.
So we haven't made the plan to do it yet, but why not I'm gonna ask around, go back to our good friend the fence and see
Ooh.
if they know
Get to a
anybody
driver.
we can hire for a driver, Mr. Edward.
Sure.
I'm gonna ask-
Absolutely. This is why I wanted to ask to be like, hey, just before you go and do this.
Yeah, no, it was a good point because we didn't really lay out a plan. We
Yeah,
hadn't
we-
started yet, but it's a good thing to go
We will
over.
just go in like the patron saint of all Dragonborn, Leroy Jenkins, and run right in.
That's not canon. I'm putting my foot down. That's not canon.
His name is Jenkins Leroy, of course.
That's
Come on.
canon. No. Jenkins Leroy. So yeah, you can go and talk to the fence if you so desire. That's an option. So just to see sort of this is, I can get an image of the plan. You can go. You're going to go when the two guards are the two soldiers are off on their lunch break, leaving the one. Go in, rob the place, hopefully plant evidence so you can arrest him later. Christ. And try to get a driver from the fence, and then steal a car beforehand. Sort of, what I'm hearing.
I do have a suggestion to this.
Absolutely.
If you want to sneak in first, and nobody notices anyone sneaking in, then it would look like they could have gotten in easily, which might add more credit to this being planned for the insurance.
Mm. That is true.
Hmm?
So we get in early, make sure that there's a good alibi, and we can claim insurance as well. I mean, I already have my insurance on there, so if my jewelry goes missing, it's no real loss.
That's true.
It is nice
God,
game. 'cause
he's gonna
money
owe you
back.
$50 after you steal them. Fuck. Oh, it's hilarious.
I'm so glad I paid for that warranty. Sometimes buying that warranty is worthwhile, kids.
Yep. I'm trying to talk to you about your fucking necklaces extended warranty.
You
Um,
already know, though, that I am really only good at healing and looking for magic.
Mm-hmm.
and planning.
And planting magic.
Well, planning.
And planning magic.
That-
I know,
yeah.
I'm just
Plangic.
Plangic. The most hard magic.
Yes, yes. So your job will be to look very scary and to make sure Grigori does not die. As an officer of the law, I am not one who should be seen publicly, but you know, if I could run interception on the remaining guard while the two of you go in there and rob the place. Because what's better than one guard out of 3, but no guards out of 3?
It's very true.
True.
And that way you don't even have to, like, shoot the guy or make a lot of noise because, you know, if there's no guards to come to his aid, then
Most likely
She
would
did
find
say
a
she
place
would-
to hide rather than try to fight.
she did say she was going to bring sword and lunch in the next couple days too, so
That is true. I will say that there is sort of a official employee of the store that acts as sort of a guard inside. And so
you just keep a gun on them, it'll be fine.
That'll be
absolutely.
That'll be for the green dragonborn to handle.
Yeah. Sure.
And we will not have a lot of time, but we should have plenty to grab most of what we can and get out.
Absolutely.
The important thing for you, Tan, is to plant the jewels while this is all happening. Do we want to hire an extra person so we just have more of a body presence?
I was
It
about
could be
to
the one
say
that
that,
holds the gun so that me and Tan can go rob everything and plant jewels.
Like
I was
yes,
about to-
like yes, we're going to have to pay these people, but it might work better.
We
Or
have 155 currently. We can afford.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's like it just means we're divvying up the cut a little more, unless we keep them long term.
as I said before, there could be members of the laundromat that are sympathetic.
Mhm.
Like, for instance, Jean-Pierre seemed pretty okay with what you guys are doing. So you could maybe talk to them.
That's also true.
Yeah.
Okay, new plan. We talk to the laundromat people, see
Absolutely.
if any of them have cars, or if they want to do a job. We probably should just hire a neutral getaway driver from Edward, and then recruit 1 or 2 laundromat people as muscle.
I think so too. We don't want any cars, any vehicles to be recognized.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount we're going to make will probably far outweigh what we will spend on it. So
Yeah. All right.
Absolutely.
So we're going to get neutral driver, 1 or 2 muscle from the laundromat, the 2 muscle plus Ton and Gregory are going inside. I'm running distraction on the remaining guard during lunch break. We are stealing as much as we can and planting the evidence within the shop for when I have to come back and do my investigation later.
Sure. So that being said, I'll say, I assume probably Selathil will roll persuasion. I'll give you, if the two of your friends are accompanying you to sort of try to convince the Edward to sort of help you out, you get a +2.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So
so
we'll
this
do
is,
that,
this
and then
is for
we'll
the
do a
driver
scene.
first.
It's for the driver first, yeah. Then we'll do a scene with the laundromat guys because they're a little more established and know how to play.
Whoa!
Holy fucking shit!
We get baby driver, yo.
You get oh my
Holy
It's
god!
a-
balls.
It's
Four
it's a
eights.
halfling, and they just call him baby.
You get this halfling. Part of me was like, I wonder how they reach the pedals. And with that, they will supply the car. So, holy shit, that's fuck.
The pedals actually have like these wooden blocks on them that extend higher.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So yeah, you get a pretty good driver. I'll say they have a D. I'll decide what type of driving skill they have. That's higher than a D6, what usually NPCs get. And so yeah, you get that and a car. It's going to be a pretty
37. They better have a really good driving skill.
They'll have a pretty good driving. I was like a D8. I'm like maybe D10. Like they're not a D12, but
No, not a D12.
probably D10. But they have no wild dice. They're not a wild card. So, fuck. Okay. You talk to them. The vehicles you're going to get is a pretty nondescript and pretty hardy truck. They'll have a sort of covering in the back, so you could hide in the back if you need to. It'll be parked sort of down the street. You have to kind of They'll point it out before you this whole thing starts. And you go over to talk to the laundromat guys. The laundromat is still being ran. You would know the upstairs is being sort of cordoned off for now until they sort of finish up the investigation. So the searching of that place. But the business is still running. Currently, the gnome that you had seen a couple times is sort of been placed in charge of the place until they figure out whether they're going to sell it or is one of her family going to claim the store. But as you walk in, the gnome looks up and says, "I remember you all. A little bit of dark times, I guess you could say, but we're still open for business if you need anything."
I need to get some breadcrumb stains out.
Sure. Is this a rush order or?
Yes, this is a job we are going to need done very quickly.
Sure. Well, very quickly that'll be $4 for sort of before we close. Probably we get it before we close. $4, $4.
This is who I talked to last time.
This is not. This is the gnome. You spoke to Jean-Pierre is a human. This is you've seen this is the gnome that was dragging stuff out of the back room.
Right. I remember mention of him, the one that looked very unhappy with this situation.
Yes.
Is Jean-Pierre working today?
He's in the back. If do you want to speak with him?
Yes, if you once you've got that in, there's no rush.
Sure. Do you give him?
With it. Wait a minute, wasn't it $3 last time?
It was $3 for the normal job, $6 for the rush.
Oh.
We're doing the rush job.
Oh, okay. All right.
Here, and Grigori will take out $4 and hand it over.
Oh, thank you very much. He takes the money, takes the coat, and we'll take it to the back and gives you a little receipt again. A lot of toxic receipts in this game. And he returns, and out walks Jean-Pierre, the tall, kind of beatnik looking guy. Now he's more of an established character. All he needs is a black turtleneck and a bongo drum, and he would look um, not out of place at a bougie fucking poetry reading. But he comes out wearing an apron and says, I believe. Well, it is good to see you again, I guess.
Yes, our condolences for what happened to the shop owner.
He kind of looks at the gnome and says, well, it has not been worse, I'd say.
Have they discussed new management yet?
They're still sending out letters to the family back in the Underdark, I've heard. So it has a reply. My friend here will be running the place.
Oh, congratulations.
The little gnome kind of like gives a bit of a bow. Thank you.
Um, has the gnome left yet? Or
The
at
gnome
least Sailithil will wait until he does leave to
Sure,
talk to him.
sure. As Jean-Luc Jean-Pierre sees you, like sort of like kind of look at the gnome for a second and says, he looks and says, can book. I'll take my break and talk with my friends. Yeah, and he goes, yeah, sure. And so he steps up the front. You can follow him, and he sort of circles around the back, so you have a little more privacy. Lights a cigarette. Says, and what can I do for you, my friends?
Are you interested in earning a little extra money?
Probably depends on what I'm doing, though.
My friends and I are looking to establish a little bit of currency for an upcoming what is the word I'm looking for here? We're looking to earn some capital to establish a organization that will be doing better for the citizens here. Money is going to be very important, and we have identified a shop that is sympathetic to the occupiers, and so we will be using their money to finance our endeavors. We'll need at least one or two people who can act as extra muscle for this job, and I was wondering if you or anyone within the laundromat was willing to be an intimidating presence, and if necessary, a strong arm.
He considers for a moment. Roll persuasion. I will say give a +2 since your allies are there, and he sort of since Grigori's there, and he's no Grigori, and or likes him. If you get a fucking, that's a raise. That's a raise. He considers for a second. Takes a drag of a cigarette and says, "I assume it was you who forced the new management into forced the old management out, I should say."
That is one assumption to make, yes, but I will not say one way or the other.
He looks at the laundromat and says, "If you have a plan to make life for these bastards a little harder, I might be interested. I can think of at least one more person inside this building that probably would help, yes."
Excellent. We will be giving you an honest cut of the work as well.
Of course. Would you like to meet this person?
Of course. No surprises.
As,
Oh, go on.
as we're waiting, I just like absentmindedly say, "It would be a shame if those letters never reached the Underdark."
You said it to who?
I absentmindedly say that out loud.
Okay.
as we're waiting.
The man turns says, "It would be, but however, I did not write them.
Do you happen to know who did?
Probably one of the we'll have to find out down at the city hall. They would probably know who did. One of them, most likely. Um. Anyways, he goes into the laundromat and comes out, and what follows him is a very tall, orcish woman, full-blooded orc. And sort of walks up. She looks down at all you and says, my friend here says you have job.
Yes, quite a big job.
Well, now, aren't you a supermodel?
She is tall. She's muscular. She has very large teeth. You can see that they have been carved, like there have been carvings under the teeth, which probably hurt like fucking hell.
I stand by my statement.
Oh, absolutely. No, I am cementing what this woman looks like. You would know that the carving of teeth indicates that she's probably from the White Isles up north. And they are some tough sons of bitches up there. He says he has explained little bit. You will need me to be muscle.
Yes.
I can be muscle.
We are hoping that it is merely for an intimidating presence, but if you are not afraid to get your hands dirty.
All the better.
I am not. She extends a hand and says, My name is Karzug.
How do you spell that?
Kharzug. Karzug.
Zug?
Zug, yeah. Kharzug. Karzug.
Karzug.
Grigori will take her hand first and shake it. Grigori.
Alright, I have her listed down as female thought orc. Don't even worry about it.
That's fine. Yeah. She shakes her hand. She is mightily strong. And she kind of looks you up and down. It's strange, Grigori. You're a very tall person. How tall exactly are you? Yeah, she's taller than you. She's like 7'2". Yeah, she's big. As orcs do tend to be. He says, just point to where I need to punch, and I will punch or shoot. Will I get gun?
Do you want a gun?
I do not want gun.
Mm-hmm.
It should be easy to get.
I mean, we have spares.
You
We
can
have
have
some,
mine.
we have some at the bar.
Yes, you have a couple, not many use of you have Grigori's rifle, you have your own rifle, and I think you have a pistol, which is your service revolver.
Yeah, I have my
So
service revolver.
So you have 3. Which is enough to arm the main group going in, unless not counting Ton, but I don't think Ton carries weapons.
I will trust Jean-Pierre with my service revolver. Actually, no. I do not hand over my service revolver because being in law enforcement, my thing has a serial number and my rounds can be traced. I am not giving them my gun.
Grigori will give gun.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I can't I can't loan you guys my weapon.
That is fine. Go
Rifle
on.
is intimidating weapon and not needed for small room heist, so it will be good for her to make sure that everybody's scared, and then we just need pistol if we need something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I genuinely don't believe you guys will need to fire the guns, but it is just that thing where it's like, if it happens that a gun goes off, I don't want it to be mine where the shells can be traced.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. That is smart. I was about to say. So yeah, you have two rifles, which leave two people to grab and jewel stuff like that. So that works. Um, um, so yeah, you guys are essentially ready to go and rob the place if you guys want to. Is that sort of what your next step would be?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then we're gonna take a break because we're playing for about an hour and a half, a little bit longer, hour 40.
Hour 40.
Um, hour
I
40.
know.
Hi, Dido.
Hi,
We
Dado.
were going to name the Orc Lady Thyra, but you weren't here in time. Oh well.
Um, I was not. I was just gonna name her Karzug, which
I,
thank
I
you
just
to fancynamegenerate.com. You've saved my
yeah.
ass multiple times.
You come in at the worst of times. I mean,
We
listen.
are the laundromat warriors.
It's okay. Look at 37 persuasion roll and be in awe.
Oh yeah, fucking
Dido,
hell.
we can pick a better time for you to come in. Wink.
That was innuendo, friend, to watch
It was
stream.
sexy innuendos. Also,
Yes.
why is it still doing the Crafta break? We are not sponsored by Crafta. I'm gonna just delete
I
that
know,
now
it's-
so it stops happening.
Sponsor us.
It's even worse because Crafter was not last sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I will have to
man.
design the image and then we can put that up. Just have the fucking weird fascist symbol up there.
You could do that. I could put that in there.
Yeah,
Make
I
that
would have to
happen. All right.
do it.
So, break screen is up. I'm going to
Mhm.
turn our mic off, and we'll see you guys in a couple minutes.
For sure, I'm gonna get some water. Goodbye.
Yeehaw. Goodbye.
Hello.
Hello, Ski.
Hello.
I found the perfect. I was just literally looking up. I was like, I wonder if I can find like a spider design that would work. And I said color the entire thing to make it black, but literally, it's exactly what I was thinking when I was that spider. Just solid black and a white circle and a red background.
Heck yeah.
Now I have to figure out how to make a circle in this fucking free program I found of them online. Dido is still harassing me. That'd be it. Just use.
Dun 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 dun.
Bed up.
Ba-da, ba-da, ba-da-da.
Excuse me. Oh,
I didn't do it this time.
well. Are we all ready?
Yeah.
I should probably turn my camera back on.
You should turn your camera back on.
Are we all ready?
Yes.
Yep. Let's go ahead and come back in.
Excellent.
There we all is.
All right, hello everyone.
Well,
Welcome.
I'm walking back in.
Oh, okay. Shay's not ready.
Oh,
She should be ready in a moment.
sure. Hold on, everyone, a second. We're gonna. Oh, those are cool. I just realized what those are. Those are cool.
It's okay. Shay's not ready, but Bonesaw is ready.
Bonesaw is ready.
Excellent reference. Quality.
Bonesaw, the greatest Spider-Man villain ever. Bonesaw McGraw. You ready, Shay?
Hang on, wait for it. Yes.
Beautiful. Welcome back, everyone. A little brief recap of the first half session. Found some information. Devised a plan to rob a jewelry store. Met a fence. Got a driver. Met a tall, attractive orc woman that I think everyone's in love with now. And are off to rob a jewelry store and frame him for both, I think, insurance fraud and maybe murder. So, oh boy. We will start our our heist. It would have to be the next day for it to be for you guys to do it at noon when the guards are at lunch. And yes, the title of the episode is excellent written, by the way,
You're
according
welcome.
to Dido. You all are ready. You're driven. Actually, no, you won't be driven there in the truck. Just to keep things
Just a
departmentalized.
heads up, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but
Not at all.
I cannot log into Roll20, or I cannot enter the game. It is infinitely loading.
Okay.
So someone might have to roll for me.
I'll roll for you.
Excellent. All right. Yeah.
You may need to just shut the browser down completely and try again. Like everything.
Well, Shay runs some sort of on the fly repairs. I hope you figured it out. Oh, there she is. At least on my screen. Excellent. Yes. So you all sort of make your own way there. Jean-Pierre and Karzug. You sort of, I'll say, you guys had a meeting spot sort of nearby in an alley where you can all talk. Soren, I'll say, just for ease of narrative, is sort of by himself today as your watch, and the two sort of two other guards peel off, and Soren is left there by the door, and he takes a cigarette and lights it. So that'll be easy. Sorry. So Soren is there. Your group meets up. I assume you guys are using the gas masks you used before as your sort of to hide yourself. Grigori, you're currently painted which color?
Probably like at this point, like trying to mix the blues, and it doesn't look right. So he's like, fine, here, and he makes like a purple.
Sure. As a purple dragonborn there. So congratulations. So yeah, as they're meeting in the alleyway, I'll see Karzug and Dagori have guns. You're wearing coats, so you can hide them underneath of them. As you go down the streets, probably around like 3 or 4 buildings down, you see a black paint truck with sort of a wooden sort of like cover built over top of it, parked, and the driver gets out. He gets his car and lights a cigarette as well. So the car is ready to go. All they're waiting on is the distraction from our good Lieutenant Selathil.
And Saelathil, true to her word, arrives with like kind of a picnic lunch ready, and she'll like approach Soren once she sees that the other two guards have headed off.
Mhm. Yeah, you approach him. He again is just enjoying a cigarette as you approach, and he goes, "Ah, Lieutenant, it's good to see you." Um, he gets used to lunch, and you see he gets a little happy. He says, "Ah, you did promise to bring me lunch." He kind of looks around. His friends are gone. Roll a persuasion check, see if you can get him away.
Yeah, and more specifically, she is going to be like, "You, you can step away for just a moment or two to eat with me, right?" And she'll, um, specifically, she's in like a very nice looking dress. She's in plain civilian clothes, but it's clear she dolled herself up to
Yeah,
try and
there's a
help schmooze this over a little more.
made yourself look pretty.
You know.
Sure thing. Roll your persuasion.
Uh,
It's a
okay.
raise.
Yeah. Exploded on the wild side.
Um, he he hems and haws for a second, um, before he's like, I had to be back when was in the hour to have my for my comrade's return.
Don't worry, I won't keep you for longer than that. And she kind of bats her eyelashes at him.
Yeah, he kind of clears his throat, and will begin to sort of walk with you down the street. And yeah, you the sort of, I guess, infiltration team, or the armed thugs all watch as Serathil leads this soldier down the street. And I assume you turn a corner as soon as you can to get him out of view.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you turn the corner and you bring him. It's like a little sort of square park thing nearby. It's an old city. It's a bunch of little like courtyards that are built throughout it. Um, and it is now the other team's turn, and I am going to use a first initiative, just to help keep the pace of this manageable for myself. For those of you who don't know, in Savage Worlds, you use playing cards, which we have in Roll20. So I will press deal, um, and everyone. Sorry, I actually did something. Everyone will get a card. If you click on it, you'll be able to see that card, and just tell me which card you got, and then I'll.
Sorry.
So it's just time
Three
of
diamonds.
3 of diamonds. Okay,
4 of hearts.
4 of hearts.
We're so high.
Okay. Greg, 3. Well, good to know, and I need to draw a few more for myself, actually. Um, well, you're lucky that it was. Anyways, um, so sorry. I just want to make sure. And excellent. Okay. So first up, actually, would be Jean-Pierre, because fucking Karzug pulled the Joker.
Yeah.
That means Kaz can go whenever she wants, can act whenever she wants, to interrupt someone's turn if she so desires. So good for her. The group, I'll say, moves up and we'll move in. And first thing that actually, yeah, no, Karzog will act first as she enters. And she's going to hit the security guard with her rifle. Which is a success. She comes in and she just whack hits this guy in the side of the head as as the customers in the store all kind of turn, and she points the gun at him. He's a little dazed. He kind of looks up like, holy shit. It was technically non-lethal damage, so he's currently shaken. That's what she's going to do. Jean-Luc, Jean-Pierre, I should say, is going to step forward and say, "All right, everyone, just stay calm, and we will be in and out with no one harmed." Kind of turns to the guard. No one harmed too much. And he's going to make a roll. I'm going to look at the skills to see which one would work perfectly for this.
Because the turn is later, is someone whose turn later unable to assist?
Yeah, he's actually going to. Yes, unfortunately, you're not able to assist. It's not. It's sort of initiative rules. You haven't acted yet.
Okay.
He's going to attempt to roll intimidate to keep everyone calm. Sort of like everyone just shut up and stay still. Okay. He's not super successful. As people are a little freaked out by what's going on. But he's going to try to start grabbing some jewels. After that, one of the customers is going to try to leave the store. The others sort of like are frozen. The guard on the ground, just like, you're big and you have a gun. I'm not going to do anything. But one of the customers starts to panics, tries to leave. Grigori, you're up.
Yep, he is going to take his gun and be like, on the floor, please.
Yeah, so please roll a intimidation, and if you're not trained, have it be at a 0.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, 1d6 too, right?
Yes, 1d6. You are, yeah. There's a chance.
Yeah.
A success. They stop and they kind of back up. So you're able to sort of control that person. So that person is pacified for right now, but the others haven't done anything yet. But they might panic on when it comes back to their turn. Tan.
Well, that leaves it up to me. So, first task, I'm going to go. I'm going to go to the back and find a place to plant the jewels.
Sure. You head into the back. The back is an office, and there's also like a small jewel cutting station here. Roll a notice check for me.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. No.
That's a critical failure. You have 2 bennies. You can reroll.
Yes, I would like
Absolutely.
to. I would like to spend one on this. Yay!
Yay! That would be pretty bad because that was a critical failure.
I walk
Anyways,
in and get stabbed in the back.
So it's you walk in, you look around. Yeah, this place is a sort of a jewel cutting and sort of jewelry making station. And so if you like slip this into like sort of a hidden like maybe some of the files somewhere around there that you're to sort of like, definitely a place here you could hide it that looks like you wouldn't be able to find it, and you could could be found later on by your officer friend. There's also some uncut diamonds here.
Those are going in the bag.
Sure, you grab the uncut diamonds, you throw them, or uncut gems, actually, not just diamonds, uncut gems. You throw them into your bag. I'll say that is your turn. Top of the round. Kaz isn't going to do anything until someone else acts. Jean Pierre being like, well, that didn't help. Is going to start grabbing sort of display jewelry and stuff like that. So he's going to spend his action doing that. Is the NPCs? Let's see if okay. The proprietor sort of is cowering down, and then will kind of stand back up with a gun, specifically a shotgun. Is going to point it at probably what's going to point it at? Points it at Grigori, and says, get the hell out of my store. And he already acted. He sort of used his turn to try to grab that without you guys noticing. So he's going to point that at you. So it's a little more complicated. Grigori, what do you want to do?
Try not to kill him.
I do not want to just murder somebody here and there, but
I will say, Karzug, has a joker, so if you try something, she can assist you.
okay. He's got a shotgun. That's not a small thing. Maybe he just tries to shoot a gun to like make him drop it.
That is definitely an option. It is not. Yes, it's not small. So that is a -2 to your shooting, and you will be shooting a gun. Just keep that in mind.
Okay.
It was going so well.
Hey, he had a gun.
Let's see, shooting -2, because I don't have like a basic handgun on here.
This is why I didn't give them my gun.
Yeah, no, it's no. That is a hit. Roll your damage.
What is pistol damage?
You don't have a pistol. You have a rifle.
Oh well, if I'm shooting with my rifle, okay, I had that set up.
Yeah, because you don't have a pistol right now.
Okay, I mean that's just for the rifle thing. Roll damage.
Sure. What is the bonus damage for? Does that add that as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's 7. That's 1 plus 5, which is 4. Fuck. Okay. Let's see if he can. Nope. You fire. Since you're aiming at the gun, he takes no damage. But the gun is knocked out of his hand, and he kind of puts his hands up, like, "Holy shit!" As you just like and like pull back the bolt action. As Jean Pierre kind of looks at you like, "Oh shit! You just shot the gun." So there is now a time. There's now a
Yep, he's Gregory just like, everybody move.
Yep. Tan, it is back to you. There was some shouting and a gunshot from the room behind you.
And you just hear panic drag. Oh, we got to go quick.
I am going to. I'm just gonna duck down.
You're not gonna do anything else. You're just gonna duck.
If I leave this room, I'm running right into an area with a shotgun with a hole in it.
That is true. Yeah. Also, you don't know what's going on. There's just shooting.
Exactly. That is my reason for ducking down.
That's fine. That works for the character. Top of the round. Actually, no. Karzog was going to go because she didn't go this round. And she's going to also grab start grabbing some stuff, and she's just like, "Fuck it," and starts breaking display cases and grabbing some stuff. Top of the round, Karzag's gonna go again, and continue to grab some stuff. Jean-Pierre is going to go up to the man, and say, "Right, you tried to be a hero. Now please empty the cash register so we could be on our ways without having to harm your guests without having to harm any guests or continue to harm your employee." He's going to roll an intimidation. The man kind of freaked out and will open the cash register, and will begin to hand Jean-Luc the money. The customers are freaked out. They are going to not try to do anything. Grigori.
Yep, he's just going to look for just cases, use his elbow to break them open so he doesn't have to cut himself with that, or use he'll use his rifle butt to break it open and start grabbing things.
Sure thing. Tan, do you do anything else? You hear no more gunfire.
Okay, if I don't hear any more gunfire, I'm just gonna grab everything valuable that doesn't look nailed down that I can carry.
Sure thing. Yeah, you begin to do that. I should have been doing this before. I just realized. Top of the round. I want to have Arthur girl. Fuck. Okay. Awesome. Karzug rolled a notice and got a 11. Jean-Luc rolled as well. Not as good. Grigori, please also roll a notice for me. Let's continue to do this.
Yes.
Okay, that's 2 raises. As you begin to grab things, we're gonna zoom out of this scene for a second and over to Selathil. You are in this little courtyard. You moved a little bit of ways away, but you have to remain. Can't take him. Did you take him really far away? How far away did you take him?
Well, I took him far enough away that if something bad had happened, it wouldn't be immediately heard.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna roll a notice for him, and if he gets 2 raises because you said you're pretty far away. Nope, that's a 2.
Right.
He's lost in your eyes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you continue your meal. Han, roll a notice check as well. They're doing really, really good.
Dude, 7.
7? Yeah, perfect. That is more successes than you had failures. You guys continue to clear this place out. And so I'll say it will take chronologically another round of action for you guys to sort of grab the last of what you can find here. A pretty decent haul. No deaths, no injuries, besides a bruised jaw from the security guard, and probably a loose tooth or 2. But it's fine. They have 1940s medicine. They can get. I don't know if they had crowns back then, but you're able to clear out the store pretty well. And you guys can leave. Begin to run away, essentially.
As we're leaving, and I see the shotgun with a hole in it. Am I able to quickly flick my hand in its direction and kind of invert a spell I have? Can I invert deflection instead of and put it like a shield around the gun instead of around a person? Let me post that for you.
Where's that action? Yeah, I say you could use deflection on a gun. Sure.
Okay.
What's your plan with this? Keep people from picking it up, or people if they fire, it will fuck up.
Did it look like does it like the gun got shot? Does it look like it's dangerous? Like it might go off?
It got shot. There is a pretty bad dent. It's a double barrel, so it's a pretty bad dent in one of the barrels. It's probably not the safest thing to fire right now.
Okay.
But
But it doesn't look like if it doesn't look like it's gonna explode, I'm just gonna grab it.
sure, yeah, you can grab it. Yeah, you can grab. No, it doesn't look like it's going to explode. You probably should unload it and then get it repaired. But
Yep, I do that.
sure, you pick it up. You kind of like you got a little bit of firearms training from Selathil and Grigori to kind of teach you if you absolutely have to. And like, fuck, I know this. It takes a second as you're running, but you get it open, you pull the stuff out. It's fine. And you begin to sprint down the street.
In
Um,
our getaway car.
in your getaway car, the driver has gone back in the car and is kind of looking like out the mirror, kind of leans out, kind of looks behind him, being like, "Hurry the fuck up! You fired a shot." Um, as you are running, who's in the back? Who'd be in the back of the line?
I'll be in the back if nobody else wants
You
to.
in the back of the
Because
line?
I was grabbing the.
Sure. Yeah. Um. Okay. What I need to check what your parry is.
Haha, now I use deflection.
You didn't. Well, is it a that's it's an action to what is it? Is that a thing? I'll say since you didn't. Away and results. No, I'll say you won't. It's not like shield. You can't cast it. That's the thing. You have to cast yourself before stuff happens. I'll say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, can I do that on my way? Well, no, it's fine. I didn't say beforehand, so.
Yeah. No, you also didn't know this was going to happen. And I exit out of your sheet before checking the thing I wanted it to check.
My parry.
Your parry is 4, so this hits you. So. Let me check the damage of a rifle. 2d8. Okay. Your toughness is 6. I want to check the rules on this very quickly to make sure I get them right. I'll have to find. Because I don't want to accidentally give you too many wounds if I don't have to, because they rolled a 14 on their damage.
Jesus.
Yeah, well, hey, you took a rifle shot to your back. It's gonna hurt. But I think you might get 1 wound or maybe shaken. I just want to check to make sure. This loads. For each race. Okay. Yeah, so you are shaken and have 1 wound.
Oh no. All right.
Mm-hmm. Because you raised your
Yeah.
your toughness. So yeah, you get shot in the back. And it fucking hurts. Like it's pretty bad. But you are running. By the end of this round, I'll say you can get either into the truck. It is a 4-door, so you can get in one of the back seats, or you can leap into the truck bed itself.
I'm getting in the truck bed. I just crawl in.
Sure, you
Okay.
climb over as you're like gripping your back.
Well, I can't grip my back, so I'm just like push a medical kit out, and I say, I need someone to do extract the bullet.
No problem.
What's your medicine skill, buddy?
Non-existent.
Okay.
Can I help him by like self-surgery kind of stuff, because you said it's in my back, so.
Yes. In a moment. So what's going to happen now is is your D10 driver is going to attempt to make a getaway.
What music is he listening to while he tries to get away?
It is some good old-fashioned ragtown. Because it is the 1940s.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's on the radio, and it's just like, oh god, I wish I had better music than this, but I can't choose it. It's only a radio, because unless he has a fucking like a fucking oh god record player. I'm not sure what the old ones are called. I can't remember. It's quite, but he steps on the gas, and that is a 7, not quite a raise, but it is a pass. As a few more shots ring out, and sort of ting off the car, and one a bullet embeds itself in the wood that's built over the back of the truck. As you speed away, Grigori, with the assist action from your friend, you can do a D4 at a 0 modifier. Also wild die.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say that you are able to successfully remove the bullet. You get
Ow.
a little bit of assistance, sort of a talking through of this as you're able to pull the bullet out of your body. I will say you still have the wound, but
It is.
you won't get worse, for now.
Yep. And then I say, it is a good thing I never got shot, and I'm gonna cast healing on myself.
Sure. Well, make your cast your spell.
Yeah. Uh, yeah.
Uh,
Oh, I have to unshake? Wait. What does shaking do?
Let me find that out exactly. Oh no, what the fuck? Why is that closed? I am new to this, so I'll have to check the rules every once in a while for things I don't know. Um, where's shaken? Shaken.
It looks like it gives me a -1 on things.
Yes. So
Or maybe that's my wound, I'm not sure.
you can try to let's see. That's your wound.
Do I roll to unshake first, or...
Yes, a shaken character must attempt to recover from being shaken by making a spirit roll. So actually, yes. So
Oh, I should do that first.
I should do that first. Yeah, then I'll let you re-roll because that was my mistake. I didn't know about that rule.
Okay, that didn't work.
Okay, no, that's a success. Attempt to unshake and succeeds. Times
Oh!
here can now act. So now I'll let you roll your healing again.
Yeah!
That's a 7. That is
Oh, wait, no, I didn't unshake. I think it's an 8.
no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about that. That's
Okay.
I'm not sure why it's still there. Yes, that is a success. You were able to heal. Let's see. Can you success? Choices. Yes. So you lose the wound.
Ah. Yep,
You
it's a good thing I was never shot.
It is not a pleasant experience, as Selathil can probably attest. Jean Pierre, who was in the back with you. Actually, all of you just hopped in the back. It's like fuck it, in the back. Roll in. Karzug is laughing as she takes off her mask and says, "Yes, I understand why the ancestors love Badger so much." She's kind of like just breathing heavily. Jean Pierre goes, "Oh, I was shot at by this. Oh, this is bad. Okay, it's all right. It's all right." He kind of checks himself. He's like, "Oh, I have not been shot. Yeah, it is good." And then notice the blood on you. Goes, "Oh, shit." Kind of goes over to you, and he's kind of like was in shock with everything that had happened, so he didn't notice you, like the bullet being pulled out of your back and healing yourself.
How does it look? And I'm like, and I'm sure, I'm sure Gregory, I had to like remove part of the shirt, to see it, but I'm looking backwards to like Gregory and the rest of them, like, how's it look?
It's that thing of like Grigori would take off his mask and he looks at you, gives a thumbs up, like it's fine. Then he looks over like, ugh.
There's quite a bit of blood, but there is a faint scar there right now. which will probably would fade unless you don't want it to. That's up. I'll leave your character choice to where you keep a bullet scar.
It won't be horrible in a bit when it heals, but
No, just wipe away the blood.
Yeah. What if you clean it off? There's no more wound. The wound has disappeared.
ugh,
So yeah,
Ugh,
you
all
guys,
your scales are gone.
you have um, successfully robbed the store. No casualties. You guys didn't. I guess were quick enough to get in and out before people arrived.
Tom just like
Phil. Oh, go on.
sorry, Tom just like sits back on on one of the walls and just starts like just gives a chuckle.
Sure thing. As you sort of pull away, the truck pulls into an alleyway. The driver gets out and says, "All right, everyone, get the fuck out of here, scatter." Might want to kind of looks at you, Ton. He takes off his own jacket and says, "Put these on." He says, "The one covered in your own blood. That would be suspicious."
Thank you very much.
Well, get the fuck out of here. And he throws a tarp over the car and then just like disappears, just like runs.
Yep.
And so everyone else, go on.
I'm gonna just like bind up the bloody stuff, and like next time I pass like a canal or like a little like a homeless dumpster fire or something, I'm just gonna toss it in there.
Sure. You all exit the alleyway, and Karzug and Jean Pierre will go their own ways. They kind of split off from you and go to two different directions, as it's better to not be in a group right now. And you begin to leave. And you cross over a little bridge and you just throw it off. The both of you freeze, however, as you hear the sounds of sirens. As you see one of the pack rats, these sort of six-legged sort of armored cars that the drow use, just kind of with a big lights and sirens on it, sort of runs past you, just the weird sounds of the legs sort of impacting the cobblestone streets. And you see a few soldiers. Usually they walk around with their sort of guns sort of strapped to their shoulders, but these guys have their rifles in their hands and begin to run in the direction of the robbery. Selathil, as you're enjoying lunch with Soren, you notice that or Sorn, you notice some soldiers running, and Soren stands up and says, "I should see what this is about." And he sort of grabs his rifle and begins to run as well.
She's going to follow because she is still technically a peace officer, so she has to keep up appearances.
Absolutely, you follow. He kind of sees you and goes like, "What?" I was like, "Oh yeah, you're an officer." He knows that. Yeah, and you follow, and you approach the jewelry store. The jeweler's kind of comes out and is talking to some people, and you see Soren, and his face just darkens like, "Oh, you son of a bitch! You're supposed to be here to protect this place." And Soren is like, "Oh,
Oops.
yep." What do you do in this moment, since you're here at the crime scene?
So since I'm here at the crime scene, she's just going to kind of approach and be like, "I am Officer Goldleaf. Can you tell me what happened?"
Sure. As you approach some of the soldiers speaking, and you pull out your badge, you're like, "Oh, sure, we'll let you. This is a police thing now, since there aren't here. They're not going to shoot anyone." The man turns to you and says, four people entered my store. There was I think a dragonborn, based on the accent in the scales. There was one very tall woman, shorter, shorter woman as well, and just a man, I think a human. They came in, they hit my guard, and he sort of gestures over to the security guard, who is kind of on the ground, kind of like rubbing the side of his jaw, when the soldiers is kind of making fun of him. Um, yeah. It says, they cleared out. They kind of looks back, and looks at all the jewels gone, and like the open cash register. He says, as they cleared out my store.
That's awful. I am so very sorry to hear. Um, I will call in to have some actual on-duty officers arrive to begin the investigation. You say everything had been stolen, yes?
Well, at least in my front room, yes. I'm not sure about ones that ran into the back, but I have not checked.
Okay, well, just stay here, here at the front. Once the officers arrive, we will move back there with you just in case, and we will help you sort everything out and make sure everything is uh, accounted for.
He kind of nods, and as you walk away, one of the soldiers says, "If you need to radio into headquarters, we have a radio." And he brings you over to the pack rat, and then sort of installed on the side. There's a large radio that you can use.
Yeah, and so she'll call into the Thostral peacekeepers to have them come down, and she's going to. She would have written down everything, the statements, and pass
Really?
that information along to the officers when they arrive, and then would say, I've already gotten the reports from the front. Nobody's gone into the back rooms to check what had been taken back there, but should give a thorough look just in case to make sure if anything back there was stolen as well, it should be accounted for. Trying to lead them in the direction of finding the laundry jewelry.
Sure. I have assumed that you had planned to put it in the back room. I'll say that makes sense for you guys to do. So yeah, so you check there on yourself by yourself. Or do you wait for other people to come with you?
Um,
Just for clarification on my end.
am I able to go check it in the back by myself? I could plant the jewels if they
The
hadn't.
the Jews have been planted.
Oh, okay.
And
Then
yes,
I
you could
will.
go back there.
No, no. I will wait for the other officers just so they don't do the "you planted those there" thing that everybody who is clearly guilty of having stuff on them try to say. Because if I'm back there by myself, then they could say that I might have planted them. But
Sure.
if we all go back there together and there are several peacekeepers who find it and not me, then they can't say that it was planted there because they just have to answer for why this murdered woman's jewels were hidden somewhere in their room.
Sure. You wait for others to arrive. Some do. You're familiar with some of the officers. A lot of the peacekeeper officers are locals. They're not, especially a lot of them are ex-military. Um, and so they show up. They see you, and they go into the back, and search around. I will roll a thing. Okay. Wow. Wow. A 2, a 3, and a 3. And so when they're looking through, none of them find it. If you want to roll, because you actually don't know exactly where it's placed. If you want to roll a notice check for me.
One time we need them to find it.
Yep.
I'm going to use a reroll
Sure.
because we need them to find it.
Yep.
For fuck's sake!
You have another one.
I'm gonna use my other one because it's almost time for us to wrap up.
Yep.
Okay, there we
Oh,
go.
thank God.
That would have been bad.
You look through, and there are some. One thing you looking through some files, you find your own order, actually, which is kind of funny. You're like, oh, that's my name. But there is sort of placed behind the desk, there's a little shelf you pull out. I'll say a necklace, something that's sort of like recognizable if people can identify if they've seen the woman wear it before. As you pull out this necklace, what do you say?
Can I add something to that?
Sure, absolutely.
This is the necklace she was wearing when she was killed, so it has some blood on it.
Um, sure. Yeah, sure.
That way we can directly correlate the implication.
Sure. Yeah, she's yeah, it's a sort of a jewelry that she like kind of leaves on a lot of the time. So yeah, you pull out this slightly blood-stained necklace. Um, and one of the men, one of the other PC people looks over and says, it's like, well, apparently they missed at least this.
Would you care to explain why this jewelry has blood on it?
The officer is like,
No,
that's
no, to
what-
the owner.
Sure, yeah,
I thought he was here with us. Usually, the business owner wouldn't be.
oh no, he would be there. Yeah, you say that. He says, I've never seen this before in my life. I do not know.
And she looks to the other two officers and just kind of motions them over. And she's going to say, I am investigating the murder that happened at the laundromat not too far from here. And she kind of eyes the jewelry, eyes the owner, kind of waits for them to make the connection.
Sure. Roll a persuasion check with a +2, because
Absolutely.
you have some authority in the situation. Yeah, that's a success. Thank God.
Still a success.
Is whenever big people talk about Savage World, like, oh, it's only a 4. It's kind of hard to get to a 4.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like even when you buy higher raises, it's like you still have that chance of failing.
The
And
D8
Yep.
is still only a 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
I will say that the wild dice have been much more consistent in our success than our actual
They
skill dice.
really have. It's been kind of crazy. Anyways, with that persuasion, one of the officers says, let's take him in for now. Let's not just say that we'll bring him in just for a little more questioning, and then we'll bring it up. We'll bring up sort of all this later. What do you say?
Yes. And so, did I ever get the name of the owner? Did we
You did
establish a
not.
name?
Absolutely. Let me establish a name right now. Remy Musère. I will send that to the.
Thank you.
Murders
I
old
was-
ladies in their sleep.
Yeah, I'll
Yes.
send it to the.
And so she turns and she says, "Well, I am sorry to hear that your establishment had been robbed today. In light of new evidence, I am afraid you are going to have to come with us for additional questioning."
Oh, kind of looks to you a little like, oh God. He's like, very well. I will not say no. That is, sure.
And she just kind of gestures for one of them to. I don't think he would be under arrest right now, but it doesn't look good for him. And since he's not resisting, he doesn't need to be handcuffed.
Yes. No. The other officers don't want to like be like you're under arrest. They want to like keep him like.
Yeah, this is very much a situation where he's being compliant, but it still doesn't look good for him.
No. So the other two will put their kind of like one of them will put a hand on his shoulder, but all right, let's go. And leads him out and takes him to the PC officer's car, which is not one of the underdark mechs. That's it has tires essentially is a difference. And he'll get driven off.
And yes, Dido, to clarify, we are in fact framing this person that we just robbed for the murder that we committed
last week.
Yep.
Yes, this group. Oh, they.
This is the start of the mafia.
They're.
We have decided that while we are not the bad guys, we are not good people.
You're not the good guys either, but you're definitely not. Look, when you're fighting fascists, like I'll forgive a lot of things. This is definitely one of them.
It's for the greater good.
It's for the great. Absolutely. This guy was a piece of shit too. He's a sympathizer. So yeah, the group. I'll say. Gori and Tan. You return to the hideout. You sort of like take a circuitous route to make it look like you're just two friends, out for a stroll, and kind of get back. And I assume you told Karzug and Jean-Pierre about your hideout, or did you not?
Yeah, we let them hang out. They
Hmm.
place below
Sure.
though.
Sure, they are there as well. And Karzug is kind of like pacing around the room, and sort of older parlance, her blood is up, so she's kind of like a little pumped. Jean-Pierre is a little is calmed down. There's an ashtray near him, and there's like six cigarettes in it as he's just like, is that
I
what he said to me? Something? Hey.
um, seeing Karza pacing, I'm gonna lean over to Gregory and just be like, "It looks like she needs a little more stimulation. Shall I take the bullet for you?"
We could take a bullet together.
You guys gonna fuck the orc?
Wow. Fuck the orc. Fuck the orc.
Yeah, unfortunately, you have to do police work, so you can't be here.
Yeah, well, nah, it's fine. I don't need to. I did my part.
Yeah, are you guys? Is that what you're gonna do?
It would be a shame to leave Jean Pierre out.
Exactly. Calm, friend.
He's just like, what are we doing? What is this?
I
I
have
need
to. I have to work with her later. That's gonna be so awkward.
I
Or
need
the start
some-
of a romance.
I need someone, whoever wants to roll a persuasion with a. I'll give you a +2 because Karsug is like, yeah, absolutely. But
I'm not trained in persuasion, so this is all on you.
She's all riled up and feisty.
Yeah. Are you trained in persuasion, Don?
Yeah, plus.
So you can roll with a +2 because I'm giving you that.
Come on.
Yeah,
Hey,
seven.
That is a success. And so Jean Pierre is just like kind of looking around as there is sort of a sleeping area sort of in the back. It's not really conducive to a foursome, but you can make it work. And as
It's
a
conducive if you're creative enough.
Yeah, everything's conducive, creative enough. So as the four of you sort of adjourn to your private business, the camera will sort of zoom out and will focus on the bags, on one of them on the table that is slightly open, and there's just like some jewelry spilling out onto the table with a successful heist. I guess we're gonna wrap it up here.
Oh, one last thing
Oh.
I wanted to squeeze in,
Absolutely.
just to keep the narrative going with Sorn.
Yeah.
Like when it was very clear that he was in trouble, and like the two of them split off to go do their respective work related
Yeah.
stuff. Salathil would have just done like the "sorry I got you in trouble" kind of face and line, and then just be
Yeah.
like, "but I can make it up to you later." Wink, nudge. You know, kind of keeping that going so that he's not like, she used me as a distraction, because he would see that she immediately went into work mode, and just kind of keeping this going, because
Yeah, trying to keep that door open, like yeah, for sure, absolutely.
he's
You
not
do
a
that.
bridge to burn yet.
Yeah, absolutely. I cannot wait to what the fuck you guys are gonna do with Soren eventually.
Mhm.
Oh,
What if
lead him
we
out,
find-
lead him out to the woods.
What if we find out that he actually doesn't like his he turns out he's actually
It's kind of
a good guy?
why I'm leaving it open. Like, I don't want to kill him yet. If we find out that he's not a bad guy, you
Yeah,
know,
he's just like
it,
got press gang or something like that.
yeah. Or it might just be just that it's really unfortunate. Well, we gotta kill him.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Anyways, that is the end of the session. You guys successfully robbed the place, maybe destroyed a man's entire life, and framed him for murder. Congratulations. Um, um,
So he's
And
just
yes,
rolling over like a dog.
Ren. Oh yes, she is definitely your bear Jew. If anyone's watching Glorious Bastards, Karzug is definitely their bear Jew. The bear Juden. Yeah. So the camera zooms out over the city as you watch the soldiers sort of march around, sort of trying to figure out what happened. And that is the end of the session. Congratulations, you guys. Instead of 2 XP, because this episode was, you guys did some shit. You guys get 3.
Yeah.
Yay!
How does
That puts us at
work?
5, right?
Yes, it should put you at 5.
How
Um,
does this work now?
Every 5
We-
experience, you can do a thing.
Oh.
Yes, we'll talk about the nitty gritty after we go offline, so people aren't just
Okay.
watching us talk about level up stuff.
Sure.
But they've technically leveled up, sort of. It's called advancement,
Mhm.
in this version, this game. Yeah, that is it. Congratulations, you did the thing. You have money. You have 2. You have your existential Frenchman and your bear Jew. Pretty good start to a resistance movement.
It's a bear orc.
Yeah, bear orc. Yes, I will not continue to refer to her as a bear Jew because it borders on a little weird, so I'm gonna stop now. But yay!
Yay.
We did it.
Go us! You guys robbed a store a second time, and maybe you'll rob a prison caravan next session. Who knows?
Slightly related, apparently he was based on a real person. So that's fun.
Oh, that is fun. Yeah, it's always good to watch someone get not to get their head hit and bashed in with a baseball bat.
Yeah. It was but it was a World War One veteran dubbed the Fighting Jew. So there you go.
Oh. I feel that, I don't know, it feels a little weirder to me. I don't know. Anyways.
I mean, it was a different time, so
Oh, for
it's
sure.
just- yeah.
The name like Bear Jew like in World War II makes sense because it's like there's like a lot of anti-Jewish sentiment, so it kind of makes sense for like a Jewish person.
There's
like,
a lot of anti-Jewish sentiment for a long time.
True, but it's just like during World War II, like the Holocaust, so it makes sense for like a Jewish person to want to get that title, but to call sort of like fuck you, the Germans. There's someone called this commentary, but during World War One, that feels like you could just call him something else.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my own personal feelings. Anti-Semitism is complicated, and I don't want to get into it here. Don't do it. I guess it's not complicated. I'm rambling. Ren, please free me from this curse.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
So let's see if there is any wonderful people online. Free League Publishing is playing more of their marine-based campaign for Alien RPG, and I
Ooh.
do believe, yeah, Colin has gone offline, so we won't go that way. So I'm going to just send us over to, yeah, Spyhander's not anyone I recognize, so we won't go that way. We will jump over to Free League Publishing, give them some love since we were pretty much rating them Sundays anyways. So go check them out. They're playing Alien, and Alien is always a good time.
That is true.
One of these days we'll run it on this channel too.
Oh, absolutely.
But y'all have a great night. And remember,
Wow.
be gay, do crime.
Yep. Have an orgy and top of some jewels. Bye-bye.